Hi there! Do you want to learn Power Automate and simplify your workflows? In this video, I will share one of the lessons from my Power Automate module on my Udemy course. If you want to access the course, check the pinned comment below or become a channel member to unlock all the lessons. Let's get started. Now that we have our table styled, let's call our child flow that will provide us the emails from the approvers. So the next step here is adding the child flow to this flow so we can get the emails from it. So let's click on Add, search by Child Flow, and here we have under Flows this option that's Run a Child Flow. Let's click to select it, and now we need to select the flow that we want to run. Here we have a list of manual flows that we have created, and then we need to select this one that's the Load Approvers Emails. Now we are going to run this flow. The parent flow will call the child flow and then continue. Let's try testing it and see what happens. Let's click on Test and see the results. Now we can see that we got this error. The action Run a Child Flow has defined a child flow that does not end with a response action. Update the child flow to end with a response action. It means that the child flow doesn't have a response to this flow, and we need to get the outputs of that flow in order to call it. So we need to go back to that child flow and update it to add a response to this flow. It's just an extra action in the end. Let's do it. So here I am on the child flow. Let's edit it and see what we need to do to make it work. We are basically getting the items from the SharePoint lists and concatenating the emails. But as it says here in the parent flow, we need to end with a response action. Because when we call the flow, we need this flow to respond to our parent flow with the data that we need. So we need to add an extra action here in the end that's responding to the parent flow. Let's search by response and see if we can find it. Here it is, under Power Apps action. We have response to a Power App or a flow, because we can also call manual flows inside Power Apps and get the response directly in there. So let's click on it, and now we have this action. We need to add an output. So I'm going to add an output that's a text output, and let's call it emails. And then what's the response that we want to provide in the output? Let's click here to select the previous actions outputs. And then let's get the output of the compose concatenated emails. Click on it. Now this flow is going to respond the emails to the outputs. And the parent flow will be able to get this data and use it. So let's publish the child flow with the modification and continue on the parent flow. Now I'm on the parent flow. Let's refresh it just to load the updated version of the child flow and see that it has a response now. And now we can see that if we go to the send emails, and here in the recipients, we can get the output of the run a child flow. See, we have the emails in here. So we can get the values that are going to be provided by the child flow. Now we can try testing our flow again. Let's see. Let's click on tests. And now we have another error that we need to fix. And the error now says, action run a child flow has defined a child flow that contains run-only user connections. Update the child flow to not use run-only user connections. Let's go back to the child flow and see what this means. When we are here in the child flow, that's a manual flow, there's something that happens when we run it. For example, the get items uses my connection that I created when I added this action to the flow. If you come here and play this flow, it will ask you to create your connection in the first time when you're playing the flow. If I have a send an email here, for example, it will send as me. But if you run the flow, it will send as you. So the parent flow is complaining. The parent flow is complaining about that because when the parent flow runs, and it's going to call a child flow, the parent flow is not a real user, so this flow doesn't have the connections. So we need to go and update the child flow to use static connections, just the connections that I defined to always use. And the way to do that is going to the home screen of this flow, to the details screen. And here in the bottom, we see Run Only Users. Let's click on Edit. We have the connections that are used, and it says that we are using a SharePoint connection that will be provided by who runs the flow. But I want to use my connection to make it fixed, so the flow knows what connection to use when calling the child flow. So let's click on OK and click on Save. And then when the parent flow calls this child flow, it will always use my connection. One thing to mention here is that if you want more people to run the flow, you can click on Edit and invite the users here or teams that can play the flow. But we don't need to do that, it's just a child flow that will be called from the parent flow. Now back to the parent flow. Let's try publishing again and see if the error will disappear. Now it's published, we don't have any errors. So we did two things here. We added a response to the child flow, and we fixed the run-only user connections to use a fixed connection. Just double check that here in the recipients of the email, we need to get the output of the child flow. So let's select the emails output from the child flow, and now test this flow. It should run the child flow, bring the list of emails, and pass as a parameter to the to field of the send an email, and now the approvers from that list should receive the email. Let's test. Now the flow is running, and we can see that the run child flow was executed, and we have the output that are the emails. Here are the concatenated emails, and in the send an email, let's see the to field, if I can find here. Here we have the parameters, and we can see that we have email message to, and here are the emails already in the to field. So the email was sent to the approvers, and the flow is completed. Loading all the tasks from today, formatting as an HTML table and styling with CSS, getting the approvers' emails from the approvers list through a child flow, and then sending as an email. There is just an improvement that we can do regarding the dates, because as I mentioned, we are using UTC dates, but if you are in a different location, you may want to do that to avoid errors, depending on your time zone. So let's do that in the next lesson. See you there. Do you want to watch the classes without any interruptions? By becoming a channel member or purchasing the course, you can watch ad-free and support the future of my content creation. Check out the link in the description and in the pinned comment to get started. See you in the next lesson.